Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Without a strong economy, we cannot build a strong Canberra. A strong economy is the lifeblood of our communities. It gives everyday workers, families and local businesses a chance to get ahead and to prosper. It builds confidence that they will rightly be rewarded for their well-pressed efforts. A strong economy with low inflation and unemployment enables human flourishing. It means at all levels of society, after workers, families and businesses have taken care of life's demands, they can be inspired to innovate and grow because a strong economy gives them the stability and the security to do just that. When a government can't deliver a strong economy, it's always the people who suffer first. Time and time again, at both the federal and territory level, we are shown that Labor cannot manage money. We can always rely on them for one thing, and that's to weaken the economy through higher taxes and inflationary spending. Australians are suffering the worst cost of living crisis in a generation, where they have experienced the biggest fall in disposable household income of any developed country in the past 2 years. Federal Labor has thrown fuel on the inflationary fire, overseeing $347 billion in additional spending in just 3 years. That amounts to $33,000 of additional spending for every Australian household. Does anyone feel like they've had $33,000 worth of value added to their lives since federal Labor came to power? Certainly, you would be hard-pressed to find anyone in my electorate who will say they are better off now than they were 3 years ago. And that's because Canberra is not immune to federal Labor's poor economic management, nor the devastating effects that it's having on inflation. Our troubles are only made worse because at a territory level, we're subject to the whims of a high-taxing, high-spending Labor government that leaves a trail of rorts and waste in its wake. The ACT government has cost Canberra our AAA credit rating, which has a direct impact on our interest bill. The ACT fell from second place to second last in the CommSec State of States economic report for the December quarter in 2022. If the ACT does not shift course and set us on the road to recovery, our economic outlook is at a risk of officially slipping into negative and our credit rating being further downgraded in just 2 years. And so I thank my colleague, Mr. Cox, for bringing this very important motion today. You see, Mr. Cox understands that if our economic conditions continue to unravel as they are, more and more workers, families and local businesses will cop the brunt of it. Mr. Cox understands that if we do not urgently jump on the road to recovery and develop a plan to stabilise the ACT's credit rating and improve financial responsibility, then the queues outside Canberra's food pantries will only get longer, defaults on mortgage payments will only become more common, and local business closures will only become more frequent. The writing is on the wall. It's well past time that this government took responsibility, heeded the warning signs, and set Canberra on the road to recovery. I want to congratulate Minister Steele on his appointment as Treasurer of the ACT, and I can appreciate that your new responsibility is no small undertaking. You do indeed have a big job ahead of you, and the opposition wish to work collaboratively with you as you restore the Territory's financial outlook. And so with that, I would like to invite you to Tuggeranong to hear just some of the stories of struggle and hardship that many people in my electorate are experiencing. Sadly, many Tuggeranong residents cannot afford life under Labor. Every day is a battle to get food on the table, to keep up with the household payments, to pay for the doctor's visits and the kids' extracurricular activities. They're working hard. Some of them are sacrificing time with their family to juggle 2 jobs just to cover the basics. Others who need that little bit of extra help from food pantries and community services are grappling with a range of very complex emotions about their life circumstances. Shame, disappointment, embarrassment, and even fear. One of the biggest cost of living pressures is housing, whether it's mortgage or rental repayment payments, or skyrocketing energy bills, rates, taxes and levies. Everyone agrees that a roof over their head is their biggest security. And so typically they will cut all other expenses from their lives to prioritise housing and secure their home. And that's just one reason why improving our housing and construction sector and reducing the financial burden of housing and home ownership is integral to stabilising the economy. A strong economy does not just happen. It demands sound strategic policy and competent execution. This motion endeavours to achieve just that, and so I commend it to the Assembly.
Hear, hear.